I never thought I'd end up in a dusty courtroom in Flagstaff, Arizona, staring down the barrel of my own daughter's accusations. The sun beat down outside, casting long shadows through the windows. But inside, it felt like a storm was brewing in my chest. My name's Emily Carter, and for 15 years, I've carried a secret heavier than the red rocks of Sedona. It was supposed to protect her, my Sarah, but it turned into a weapon that nearly destroyed us both. The day started like any other in this parched corner of the West, hot, unforgiving, with the kind of dry wind that whispers regrets. But in that family court, the air was thick with tension, the kind that makes your skin crawl. I sat at the defendant's table, my hands folded tight, nails digging into my palms to keep from shaking. Across the room, Sarah, my beautiful 20-year-old with her father's sharp eyes and my stubborn chin, glared at me like I was the villain in some old Western flick. And beside her, playing the hero, was my ex-husband, Daniel. His hand on her shoulder looked comforting, but I knew it was possessive, like he was staking claim on a piece of land he'd stolen. This wasn't just about money, though that's what the lawsuit claimed, a fight over my folks' ranch up near the Grand Canyon, left to me in their will. No, this was personal. A slow-burn revenge Daniel had been stoking since our divorce. He'd painted me as the neglectful mom, the one who bailed when things got easy. And Sarah? She'd swallowed it whole. Hook, line, and sinker. When she took the stand, my heart twisted like a barbed wire fence. She swore on the Bible, her voice steady at first, then cracking with real pain. She was there when I was sick, Sarah said, tears welling up. That rare kidney thing hit me hard at 8. Dialysis, hospitals, the works. Mom was my rock then. But after the transplant, poof, she vanished. I bit my lip, tasting blood, forcing myself to stay silent. Inside, a whirlwind raged. How could I tell her? How could I unload that burden on her young shoulders? She went on, her words slicing deeper. It was like I wasn't worth her time once I was healthy. Dad fought for custody, and she didn't even show up to the hearings. No birthday cards. No rodeo chairs. Nothing. She just drifted away. The judge, a no-nonsense woman with a face weathered like canyon walls, nodded sympathetically. Daniel smirked, that smug look I'd come to hate, the one that said he'd won the long game. But oh, the storm inside me. I replayed that hospital room in Phoenix, 15 years back. Sarah, tiny and pale, hooked to machines beeping like coyotes howling at night. The doc said it was genetic, inherited from me. The guilt crushed me like a boulder. No donors matched. Not family. Not the registry. Days blurred into nights of watching her fade, her laughter gone, replaced by whimpers. When they tested me and said I was perfect, there was no question. I'd give anything. That night, I told Daniel. It has to be anonymous, I whispered in our dimly lit kitchen, the desert stars mocking us through the window. She can't know it's me. He tilted his head. Confusion feigned. Why hide it? Ain't you're saving her. But I saw the glint in his eye. The opportunist waking up. My voice fierce. She's just a kid. I won't have her feeling indebted. Like every hug is payback. Motherhood isn't a loan. It's unconditional. He nodded. Too quick. Too smooth. You're right. For her sake. The surgery went smooth. But recovery? That's where the cracks widened. Daniel suggested distance. The docs say stress could mess with her healing. Maybe step back. So she doesn't suspect. Fool that I was. Drowning in my own fears. I agreed. It started small, missing a school event here, a family dinner there. But he amplified it, whispering poison. Your mom's busy with her own life now. Over years, he became the fun dad, the reliable one, while I faded into the background, a ghost in my own story. Back in court, Sarah's testimony peaked. She never cared for me after that. Never was a real mom. The room hushed, judgment hanging like dust in the air. Inside,
I screamed, I cared.
I gave you life twice, but the promise held me mute. Daniel's victory loomed, his manipulation a masterpiece. Then, from the back, a voice boomed. Your Honor, that's not true.
Dr.
Harlan, our old family doc from Sedona, stood tall, face flushed with righteous anger. He'd been called as a character witness, but now he looked ready to bust the dam. The judge banged her gavel. Order. You've testified already. But he marched forward, briefcase in hand. I can't sit by while lies destroy this family. I have proof. My heart raced. Would he break confidentiality? For me, chaos erupted. Daniel's lawyer objected, but the judge, intrigued, allowed it.
Dr.
Harlan took the stand again, swearing in. He locked eyes with me, a silent apology, then turned to Sarah. 15 years ago, you were dying.
No doner.
Then, a miracle, an anonymous one. He paused, letting it sink. The donor insisted on secrecy to spare you the weight of gratitude. Sarah leaned forward,
Confused.
Daniel paled. Inside me, turmoil. This truth could free us or shatter her more.
Dr.
Harlan continued, voice steady. That donor was your mother, Emily. She gave her kidney.
No Josetasjen.
The gasp from Sarah echoed my own inner cry. The room spun. 15 years of silence cracked open, raw and exposed.
What now?
Would she hate me for the lie? Or understand the love? The revelation hung in the air like smoke from a wildfire, choking the courtroom. Sarah's face drained of color, her eyes wide, darting between Dr. Harlan and me. Daniel slumped, his smug mask crumbling into panic. Inside, my mind was a tornado, relief mixed with terror. I'd kept this secret to shield her, but now it was out, naked and vulnerable. Had I protected her, or just built walls that kept us apart?
Dr.
Harlan wasn't done. He pulled out faded medical files, handing them to the clerk. Here's the consent form, signed by Emily Carter. Anonymous donation. Her choice. The judge scanned them, her expression shifting from stern to something softer, almost reverent. This changes everything, she murmured. Daniel's lawyer jumped up, voice shrill. Objection. Breach of confidentiality. But the judge waved him off. Overruled. This goes to the heart of the case. Turning to me, she asked, Mrs. Carter, is this true? I nodded, tears blurring my vision. For the first time, I spoke my truth aloud. Yes. I couldn't let her die. But I didn't want her chained to me by obligation. Sarah whispered, Mom, the word pierced me, a mix of betrayal and dawning horror. Her gaze shifted to Daniel. You knew? All those stories about her abandoning me, you knew? He stammered. Sarah, I was protecting you from the pressure. But she recoiled, standing. Protecting? You twisted it, made me hate her. Inside me, the conflict raged harder. I'd let Daniel manipulate the narrative because I feared the truth would burden her. But look what silence wrought, a daughter poisoned against her own blood. Was my love selfless? Or just cowardly? The guilt gnawed deeper. A constant ache. The judge cleared her throat. This lawsuit reeks of manipulation. Mr. Reed. She eyed Daniel like a rattler in the brush. Using a child's trauma for gain? Despicable. Case dismissed. She banged the gavel. But her words lingered, and I'd advise family counseling. Truth heals, but lies fester. As the room emptied, Sarah stayed seated, staring at the floor. Daniel approached her, but she snapped, "Don't.
Just.
Don't." He slunk away, defeated, a shadow of the man who'd played puppet master. I remained at my table, heart pounding. Should I reach out? Apologize? The inner voice screamed, "You've waited 15 years. Don't waste another second." Finally, she walked over, steps hesitant like crossing a rickety bridge. Why hide it? Her voice cracked, eyes searching mine. I swallowed the lump in my throat. Because I love you too much to make you feel like you owed me. Life's hard enough without that weight. I wanted you free. Sarah, free to chase dreams. Not repay a debt. She shook her head, tears falling. But I needed you. Not a hero. Just a mom. The words hit like a gut punch. Inside, regret flooded. All those missed moments, her first horse ride. High school dances. I'd traded them for silence. Was it worth it? The doubt clawed at me, deeper than before. We stepped into the hallway, the Arizona sun streaming through windows, mocking our shadows. "Coffee?" she asked, voice small. I nodded, hope flickering amid the storm. At a nearby diner, the kind with vinyl booths and endless refills, we sat. Awkward silence stretched, broken by her. "Tell me about the surgery. What was it like?" I hesitated, then poured it out, the fear, the pain, the joy of knowing she'd live. Waking up without that kidney felt empty, but worth it. Every scar reminded me you were okay. She listened, fingers tracing her cup. "I thought you didn't care," Dad said. Her voice trailed off, anger bubbling. "Don't blame him entirely," I said, though inside I seethed. I enabled it by staying silent. The admission burned. I'd been complicit in my own erasure. We talked haltingly about her college in Tucson, my quiet life on the ranch. Laughter crept in.
Tentative.
Like rain in the desert. But as we left, doubt resurfaced. Could we rebuild? The inner turmoil intensified, love versus loss, sacrifice versus selfishness. That night, alone in my truck driving the winding roads home,
Tears came.
I'd given a kidney, but lost years. Was redemption possible? The question haunted me, heavier with each mile. Weeks passed. We met again, this time for lunch in Sedona. The red rocks loomed, symbols of enduring strength, but my heart felt fragile. Sarah opened up about her resentment. I felt abandoned, like I wasn't enough. I confessed my fears. I worried you'd see me as a martyr, not a mom. But hiding hurt us both. The conversation deepened the emotional rift inside me. Every word from her was a mirror, reflecting my mistakes. Yet, glimmers of understanding emerged. "Maybe we both got played," she said softly. "By Dad. By secrets." I nodded, the weight shifting slightly. Our bond grew, fragile but real. Phone calls turned weekly, sharing mundane joys, her new job at a wildlife center, my tending the ranch horses. But the past lurked, a shadow in my mind. What if she resents me forever? The conflict built, emotions raw. pushing me toward healing or heartbreak. The months blurred like dust storms sweeping the Arizona plains, each meeting with Sarah stirring deeper whirlwinds in my soul. What started as cautious coffee chats evolved into hikes along canyon trails, where the vastness mirrored the chasm we'd bridged, or tried to. But inside, the turmoil escalated. Joy at her nearness clashed with guilt over lost time. A constant battle that left me raw. One afternoon, under a blazing sun, we sat on a rock overlooking the Grand Canyon, my parents' legacy. The ranch nearby now a symbol of our fractured family. Sarah turned to me, eyes fierce. "Why let Dad win for so long? You could have fought back." Her words ignited fresh pain. I stared into the abyss below, mirroring my inner void. "I thought silence was strength, protecting you from obligation. But it was fear you'd reject me if you knew." She sighed, kicking a pebble over the edge. "Reject you, Mom? I needed truth, not myths." The admission cracked me open wider. All those years, I'd romanticized my sacrifice. But it was flawed, selfish in its nobility. The regret surged. Hotter than the desert heat, I'd robbed us both of authenticity. We delved deeper that day, unpacking layers. She shared how Daniel's tales had shaped her, making her distrust love, push people away. "He said you left because I was too much after getting healthy." I gripped her hand.
Lies.
"You were everything." But inside, fury at him boiled, mixed with self-loathing. Why hadn't I seen his game sooner? As emotions intensified, so did our confrontations. One evening at my ranch house, amid the scent of sage and horse feed, she exploded. "You chose secrecy over me." Tears streamed. I countered, voice breaking. "I chose you over glory."
But yeah,
I screwed up. The argument peeled back scars, exposing vulnerabilities. My inner monologue screamed, "Admit it. You hid to avoid the mess of real love." Reconciliation flickered in small acts. She helped with chores, mucking stalls, our laughter echoing. "Remember teaching me to ride?" she asked. I nodded, heart aching. "You were fearless." Those memories fueled hope, but doubt persisted. Could we outrun the past? Daniel loomed like a ghost. Sarah cut him off, but I urged nuance. "He's flawed, but your dad." Inside, I wrestled forgiveness, hating him for the theft, yet pitying his emptiness. The conflict deepened my emotional core, each revelation a step toward catharsis. A turning point came during a storm. Rain pounded the roof as we huddled inside. Power out, candles flickering. Sarah whispered, "What if I hadn't sued? Would you have told?" I confessed, "Probably not." Fear ruled me. Her hug was tentative, but real. "We're both scared." That night, emotions peaked, relief, sorrow, love intertwining like roots in arid soil. Our bond strengthened, but the inner drama amplified. Every smile from her triggered waves of what-ifs. What if I'd spoken sooner? The lesson emerged subtly. Secrets erode. Truth builds. Yet, the pain of realization cut deeper,
pushing me toward profound change.
The emotional tide swelled higher as winter chilled the Arizona air. Frost on the cacti mirroring the ice I'd once felt toward my own choices. Sarah and I met more often, our conversations delving into abyssal depths, each one stripping away illusions and exposing raw hearts. Inside, the storm raged fiercer. Euphoria at rediscovery battled profound sorrow for irretrievable years. A drama that consumed me. One crisp morning, we drove to Phoenix for her checkup, ironic, revisiting the hospital where it all began. Waiting room tension thickened as she gripped my hand. Scared it'll fail? She asked. I shook my head. Scared of losing you again. The doc confirmed all good. But the visit unearthed buried pain. On the drive back, she probed. Did it hurt? The surgery? I described the ache. Physical and soul deep. Like giving away a piece of myself. But I do it again. Her silence spoke volumes. Then, I hate that you suffered alone. Tears came. Hers and mine.
Inside.
Guilt amplified. My martyrdom had isolated us both. The inner conflict peaked, love's purity tainted by pride. I thought I was noble, I admitted. But nobility without communication is just loneliness. Holidays intensified the drama. Thanksgiving at the ranch. Just us. Turkey roasting as we shared stories. She confessed. Dad's calls go unanswered. He begs forgiveness. I urged. Hear him out. Hate festers. But inwardly, rage surged. He'd orchestrated our hell. Yet, pity crept in, a man broken by his own schemes. A blow-up followed. Over pie, she accused. You defend him after everything? I snapped back. No, but bitterness poisons us too. The fight escalated. Voices echoing off walls. You hid. He lied. We're all guilty, she yelled. I collapsed in tears. Yes, I failed you. The catharsis was brutal. Emotions rawer than ever. Forging deeper understanding. Rebuilding accelerated. We volunteered at a local shelter, helping families in crisis, mirroring our own. Her laughter healed me, but inner doubts persisted. Deserve this second chance? The lesson crystallized. Vulnerability trumps silence. New Year's Eve. Under starry skies. We toasted. To truth, she said. I added. And forgiveness. Emotions overwhelmed, joy, regret, hope intertwining in a dramatic crescendo, setting the stage for closure. The emotional crescendo crashed like a monsoon flood, washing away remnants of our fractured past as spring bloomed in the desert. Sarah and I, now inseparable, faced the ultimate test, confronting Daniel. Inside, my soul quaked with unprecedented intensity, forgiveness versus justice, a drama that threatened to consume or redeem. We met him at a neutral cafe in Flagstaff, tension thick as fog. He looked haggard, eyes pleading. Sarah.
Emily, I'm sorry.
She crossed arms. Sorry for what? The lies? Using my life as leverage. He hung his head. All of it. Bitterness blinded me. I watched. Inner turmoil boiling. Part of me wanted vengeance. But compassion whispered release. As he confessed, jealousy of my bond with her. Twisting my secret for control. The air crackled. Sarah's voice shook. You stole my mom. Tears flowed. Inside me, the final storm raged. Hate him. Or heal. We all erred, I said softly. I hid. You manipulated. She suffered. But we can choose better. The breakthrough came in sobs, his remorse genuine. Our pain shared. Sarah didn't forgive instantly, but extended an olive branch. Therapy. Together. He agreed. The moment shattered barriers. Emotions peaking in cathartic release. Months later, at her graduation in Tucson, I sat front row, heart swelling. She crossed the stage, diploma in hand, then sought my eyes, smiling radiantly. For you, Mom. Applause faded as we hugged, the crowd a blur. Inside, peace settled. Sacrifice taught us. Truth liberates. Secrets bind. The light lesson. Communicate love openly. lest it twist into tragedy. Our family, reformed, thrives in the western sun, ranch picnics, honest talks. Daniels in our lives, redeemed through effort. The drama resolved, leaving deeper bonds. A testament to human resilience.